Over the past several nights, we've been dealing with severe weather. You may have heard the term bad radar data. We've said it a lot, and there's good reason for that, because it has to do with the radar dome, where that location is, and how far the radar beam travels determines on how good the data comes in. So here in Central Arkansas, the closest radar dome is North Little Rock. But when you get into, say, Northeast Arkansas, Southwest Arkansas, and Southeast Arkansas, that beam is traveling 75 to 100 miles away, and it gets higher and higher into the sky. So you can't really get a good reading on what's happening in the lower levels of the atmosphere where tornadic circulations are pretty much located. That's because the curvature of the Earth. So as the beam leaves the radar dome, it gets higher and higher into the clouds, and by the time you get into those outlying areas, you're seeing radar data that's 9,000 to 10,000 feet above the surface. Arkansas is covered by 6 radar sites: North Little Rock, of course, Memphis, Tennessee, Jackson, Mississippi, Shreveport, Louisiana, Fort Chaffee, Northwest Arkansas, and Springfield, Missouri. But you see here on the graphic, once that overlap happens into those areas I mentioned, that's where you're getting data that comes in 9,000 to 10,000 feet. Southeast Arkansas, you got a little bit of a false security right now because there was a company that did install a radar dome on a water tower in McGee. Unfortunately, TV stations are not getting that data, and also the National Weather Service is actually doing an assessment of the data coming in from that company. So most likely, they're not going to use that data publicly until we get into later 2028.